Check, 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 check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Checking. Check, 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 check. Check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome back those of you viewing live on billiardclub.net. And to bring you up to date, this is day number 4 of this year's U.S. Open 9-ball championships. You're hanging out with the world's greatest players in Chesapeake, Virginia. We started with 233. There's approximately 140 left in the tournament. $182,000 total purse, $50,000 to the winner of the tournament. Races to 11, one race finals on Saturday night to 13. Pro Express rules. At this time, we'd like to get our feature matchup underway. Our first gentleman, sponsored by JSY Transports. He's another member of the strong contingent from the Republic of the Philippines. Please welcome back from the Republic of the Philippines, Mr. Lee Van Corteza. Corteza, thank you. And his opponent is player representative for Longoni Q's and Gabriel Tables. He won the 9-ball division of this year's Derby City Classic. Most recently, he won the $50,000 winner-take-all Challenge of Champions. He's known as the Terminator from The Hague in Holland. A warm welcome, please, for Mr. Niels Feijen. Thank you. Gentlemen, you may lag for the first break. This time, we'd like to send it to the booth. Jim Weitz and Danny DiLiberto. Take it away, you guys.
What a great job Scott Smith does. Introed all the matches, got everybody in the arena here, got the hair standing up in the back of my neck. Danny, I don't know about you, but he's got me pumped for this one.
Oh, you're right. You're right. And he didn't miss a beat.
Not
he
a
went
beat.
right through it. No stuttering.
Fantastic job, Scotty. Here we go. Niels Feijen against Lee Van Corteza. And Corteza just winning the lag there. And he'll be break a race to 11. He'll be breaking here in rack number 1.
I guess you're familiar with Lee Van Corteza, right?
I know a little bit about him. Yeah. I've seen him play in a few events, and obviously won the Turning Stone not that long ago. And the man he beat in the final there, well, the man that opposes him here, Niels Feijen.
No, he beat Louis Ulrich.
Oh, I'm sorry.
In the finals.
in the semifinals he beat Niels Feijen.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
That's what he did do. Yeah.
And actually, Niels was telling me that he ran a 5-pack on him in that.
Yeah.
So beat him 11-3 in that final or semifinal. So
well,
rack number 1 here, Danny.
Right.
In the race to 11. Corteza with the break. Great start.
Knocked 2 balls down and played position for the 1.
Everything
If
there.
3 balls win. He's playing 6 ball, but look, 2 of them are in the rails. And they lead to each other. So you have to fall real good on the lowest ball there.
You know,
Anyway.
I was getting a little carried away with the finals, but these guys did meet in a final. Most recently, the Challenge of Champions. Niels Feijen ended up beating Corteza in the finals of that, the $50,000 winner-take-all.
Yeah, you just had the wrong finals.
I just had the wrong
you corrected
final.
it now.
Yep.
But, looking around and listening to all those names still on the winner's side, it looks like every match from here on in is going to be a war, at least on the winner's side.
I was looking at the draw leading up to Thursday, which is tomorrow, and every single match could well be a feature match. Unfortunately, we've only got one feature table, but
look at this hit. He fell a little short, but I don't think it's going to bother him.
I was asking Alex Pagulayan out of all the second tier of the Filipino players, and when I say second tier, I mean the guys just below the Reyes's and Bustamantes. I said, who is the best young player? And he reckons that this guy is the best player.
Look at that shot he just executed to fall on the 8 ball. Unbelievable. He's going to get first blood.
And just like that, Liban Corteza takes the opening rack, a break and finish here, and keeps Feijen in his chair. And 1-0 in the race to 11.
Yeah, Lee is 28 years old, and Niels Feijen is 32 years old. Still both young men, and they're going to be around a while, unfortunately for the other players.
And just putting that chameleon rack over those balls, Chris Keenley. Actually, that looks like Jerry Cockrell. Let me just correct myself there. I think Chris is sitting right beside him. And Jerry Cockrell putting the rack together. And Liban Corteza will want to take it apart. Rack number 2. Already the first one in the bank. And crushes this break too. And he had that 9 moving. And I don't think he's going to enjoy quite the same bit of good roll or good running as he enjoyed in the first rack here, Danny. No clear path to the 1.
No, he made 2 balls, and as you've noticed, the balls are going in on the break, which means the break is going to be a big factor in these matches. Now, where do you push? Where do you push? See, I say let him kick.
Just saw in the background the sign for the Moscone Cup. It's going to be played in Las Vegas. Niels Feijen, one of the factors. There's still 2 players unnamed on both the European side and the American side. And a good showing here by Niels Feijen would solidify a place in the Moscone Cup for Team Europe. And he is well aware of that.
Well, that's probably what they're waiting for, to see who does what here before they pick the final 2, America and Europe. Right?
Exactly right. This and the World Championships.
Oh, yes, that's right. We have that coming up. That's in November, isn't it?
Well, Niels has a choice now. A long, tricky one. And doesn't afford guaranteed position to the 2.
I can't believe he's thinking about this. Would you shoot this even on your best day?
Not in a month of Sundays.
Yeah. Well, you say in the month in America now we come with I wouldn't shoot it with a gun in my head. He's asking a question about something. What does it mean?
Yeah, I think what he was asking is if he cues at this and he touches the ball he's cueing over, is it a foul? And the answer to that is no.
No, only if it hits the cue ball after you touch it. Well, I guess he wants to shoot. I don't like it, and it's going to prove fatal, I believe. Yeah, that was bad judgment. Although he may have to play the combination after he pockets the 1, but it looks like he can fall on it pretty good. Right? Look at that.
Got a nice chance here for Corteza. Players had to sit in their chair and wait a long period of time.
He hit it too thin, and he lost the cue ball, snookered himself, I believe. No, maybe he can hop, maybe he can hit part of it. Let's see what he does. I mean,
yeah, they waited a long time in their chairs, though, for all the intros of all the outside matches, and they were ready to go.
He's got a shot.
He's got a shot at this. Looking very strong in the early going. Corteza, one of the strong Philippine contingent that is represented here in Chesapeake. You said he was 26?
28.
28.
28.
He looks so casual, doesn't he, the way he walks around the table.
sure does.
He's out walking his dog.
Yeah, he doesn't miss much either. Perfect angle. Perfect angle to get close as he wants to the 9. One of my favorite shots.
He wastes little time, and the 9 deposited 2-0 in favor of Levan Corteza. Feijen with a wild attempt at the 1, and the miss proved costly.
And he hasn't put one of his beads over yet, and he's got 2. There he goes. Well,
He heard you.
yeah, I hope he did. Now, I got an idea, someone in the front row there, let him know. Solid player, man, I'll tell you what. He's not intimidated. The other guy can run 4. He's going to get up and play his game. Right after that, it doesn't matter.
And Feijen has always had such a good run in the U.S. Open. I remember him finishing 3rd one year, 4th one year. Like, he really likes this event. He likes this venue.
Oh,
And
boy.
cue ball into the side pocket, and that's
Yeah.
a showstopper
Yeah, that's
in any language.
usually fatal with top players. You know, it's a shame because he made a ball. It's not a shame as far as, you know, Niels didn't say shucks. You know, you think he's a little happy the cue ball found gravity, like you put it?
No, 1's on the table. He's just looking roughly where he has to take that cue ball to be able to get to that blue 2 next. And Niels gets on with business too. A real fitness fanatic. I remember I was in Egmond where we were playing the Whirlpool Masters one year, and the hotel that they had us staying in, well, they didn't have an exercise room. I said to Niels, I says, where do you run here, Niels? And he says, the beach. You ever tried running in sand?
I'm an ex-fighter, and I lived on Miami Beach when I was fighting. I would not think of running on the sand. It's not really good for
Oh,
you.
it's I'll tell you what, it's tough.
Well, you don't want to run on sand, and you don't want to run on concrete. Grass is the best thing to run on.
Niels electing to play off that 2 and take the cue ball around the cushions. And now he's just the wrong side of this 4. So again, he's going to have to go around the cushions, back for position to that 5. This is a straightforward shot for these top players. But look at Niels. He sights with his opposite eye like Earl Strickland. They're the 2 most prominent players that hold that cue to the side. Actually, Shannon Dalton as well is like that. And this was an important rack for Niels.
Well, you don't want to fall down 3-0 in a big match like this. If you could knock off a guy like Levan Corteza, you're really going to have a great chance to finish high, at least, in the tournament.
Niels' girlfriend, Kat, is also a very good player. She's not with him here this trip. Saw her in Holland
Yeah, she was
about
she
3
was-
weeks ago, but she's a terrific player in her own right.
and a pretty girl.
Very pretty.
She was at the Turning Stone with him.
And the 9 for Feijen to open his account. And it's confirmed 2-1 to Levan Corteza. Niels will have the break in rack number 4.
It didn't take him long to get all those balls in.
No, neither one of these 2 guys mess around. They get on with it.
I like that.
I do
like
too. The
that.
match started considerably later than what we had advertised on the Billiard Club Network, and we apologize for that. All the festivities and everything that go with the U.S. Open, especially in the evening matches. It's difficult to try and keep it on time, but
I don't think anyone has anywhere to go anyway. The people watching on the internet are sitting probably comfortably on a couch. And here they came here to see all the festivities, so it doesn't matter. And he made the same mistake Lee made. He went in that side pocket. It's amazing how big that side pocket is on the break.
And that wasn't kicked in either, just like Corteza's.
Straight in.
Yep, straight into the
Straight
side
in.
pocket. That was a mishit from Niels, and you don't have to tell him.
And the thing is, if I said, Jimmy, break the balls and make the cue ball on the side, and would you bet on making the cue ball on the side? Maybe that's what they should try to do, make the cue ball on the side. Then it probably wouldn't go, right?
Yeah, you're probably right. Murphy's Law.
Murphy's Law.
But no danger here. Everything in the open. This is as easy as Corteza would have asked.
Yeah. The 4 is hanging in the corner pocket. He doesn't have to go anywhere to get to the 6. Just leave an angle on the 6. I like to just bounce off the left side of the ball and be close to the end rail, like this.
Yeah, he's left himself a perfect angle to follow through and play the 7 into the side.
And for, these guys are making it look easy, but it's not that easy. And great position is when all you got to do is make the ball and you're on the next one. That's what you're trying to achieve.
Well, and when you don't have to force anything, you don't
Right.
have to hit anything with any speed, the natural angle allows the cue ball to go into the area you want it to go to. That's perfect control.
Right.
And you can see right now Lee Van is doing that. I mean, everything he's doing, he's allowing these pockets to play as big as they possibly can.
I remember years ago when Willie Mosconi was playing, people would watch him play and say, he didn't do anything. He never made a tough shot.
Speaks volumes. And Corteza knocks in that 9 ball, and with it, slides a bead over. 3-1 he leads Niels Feijen.
From the Philippines.
Yeah, very happy with how he started this match out. And he must have been watching Louis Ulrich. He was cleaning the white ball after every, Louis Ulrich. He was cleaning the white ball after every rack when he was breaking.
Well,
Kristen Rogers, you see her there. She lets everybody in attendance know that rack 5 will be bringing Corteza out of his chair.
Yeah, I don't think many people are looking at the numbers she's carrying. And Earl Strickland would stop and clean all the balls sometimes with a towel.
Rack number 5, 3-1, the lead for Lee Van Corteza. 9 ball, straight into the corner pocket. Make that 4-1. Just like that. It can happen that quick in 9 ball. And he gets to slide another bead over.
One swing. And you said in your tour you changed that rule where you spot the 9, right?
Yeah, in the Canadian 9-ball tour, which is, we're affiliated with the U.S. Open here, one of the tour sponsors. We respot the 9. We've played 11 events now into our 3rd season. We have had no problems, and it's winner racks, and that's probably the reason why.
I've been suggesting that for 40 years. That don't let a top player win by one swing making a 9 on the break.
Well, it's working for our tour.
Yeah, I
We're
like
very
it.
pleased
I
with
like
the
it.
results.
I respect that strongly. It's too skilled a game to win by one swing and getting lucky, because it is luck, right? No one's playing it, but he's shooting the soft break for sure.
This is perfect again.
Yeah. And
I'll
he
tell
hit
you
him.
what, I mean, right now.
Wait, what's going on here? Niels wants.
He just.
What could he be talking about?
He might be asking about the soft break.
Well, it's not a safe break. You know, we're not allowed to have a safe break. It's a soft break. Corey Deuel one year hit him softer than that and was making 2-3 balls all the time. You can't argue this point.
Niels is having a word with Barry Berman. I'd love to be in there to know what exactly Niels is asking, but you can see Barry's pretty animated too with what he's saying.
And so is Niels animated. I don't know what is this?
Now he's having a word with Lee Van. I don't know exactly either.
I know years ago Earl Strickland couldn't accept the soft break stuff. So he had a match in the tournament with Shannon Dalton. And he said, Shannon, how are you going to break him? He said, I'm going to hit him hard as I could. Earl said, great, me too. It irritates him for the soft break. And if you were getting safed off that soft break and the guy wasn't making a ball.
Well, there goes the 9.
Yeah.
Lee Van Corteza now 5-1 in front. No wonder Lee is one of the highly touted players from the Republic of the Philippines. Boy, he's making this look easy. And he has looked as dominant as anybody on that main table. For me, Tony Robles looked terrific. Obviously, the last match, Louis Ulrich looked great against Pagulayan, but Lee Van Corteza, I mean, he's just making it look like it's a walk in the park.
Yeah. I would love to know what all that conversation with Barry was from Niels.
Well, I think it's being relayed to Lee Van Corteza here. I honestly don't think that more than one ball went past the side pockets.
Well,
And
please.
I can't think of any other reason, because it was after that Niels got out of his chair. And I'll tell you something, Lee Van Corteza, like he's listening to Barry there, but he doesn't speak English all that well.
I know, 'cause that's the reason he won the tournament. I never interviewed him.
Yeah, he's. I mean, I've actually tried to have a conversation with him.
That's what they did. I can't believe this. Very unjust. They made him have to break hard.
Well, it was a soft break, and they've tried to eliminate that from the game, and we just had confirmation that was in fact what Niels was querying, because really, Danny, only one ball went past the middle pockets, the side pockets, in Corteza's break.
Yeah, but as long as you're having success making a ball, I don't see what the complaint was. He isn't playing a safe break, is he? Oh, I don't like that.
Well, it's something that has been instilled this year. No soft break.
Well,
and I mean, we even had a meeting. There was it was brought up at the players' meeting. They were talking about racking the 9 on the spot as opposed to the 1.
We've done that before.
Yeah, we've done it in the World Championships. But this is giving Niels Feijen a chance, because I'll tell you what, Feijen hits the break. And he's just negotiating the gap between the colors. And if he got there, he just got there, because this is close.
Well, how do you feel about this? Do you think that was a little unjust? I mean, I know you're talking about they had a meeting and said no soft break.
Well, I think the only reason that he wasn't penalized is because he wasn't aware of it. But I promise you, Danny, it was discussed. And I was there. I heard it.
Well, it sure hurt him, because he went right in the pocket shooting hard.
Well, he hit the break. He hit the break hard earlier and went into the other side pocket.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I just maybe I'm old-fashioned, but I just can't see that coming up. I can't. I could see it if you're breaking and the guy winds up safe, but you're making balls. Are they trying to tell you have to have a certain amount of strength? Are they ordering that? I don't agree.
A little bit of controversy here from the Chalk-Off Arena, but Niels Feijen is the one who rolls that number 2 bead over. It's still a 5-2 advantage to Lee Van Corteza, but it'll be Feijen with the break in rack number 8. And I guarantee you Niels Feijen won't be hitting them soft. Not after, you know, not complaining, but bringing it to somebody's attention how soft Corteza had broken. And Jerry Cockrell began applying the chameleon, the new rack used for the first time in the U.S. Open.
Yeah, that U part in yellow folds up, and you could rack all 15 balls. Or you can call it a V from where the racker is. Yep. They're both shooting 941.
Well, I know Niels would like to see the score a little closer, too.
Well, he's going to try to do that right now.
941 deadlocked. Our
Wouldn't it
AccuStats,
be-
a pro rating. Well, the score line isn't.
Wouldn't it be something if he got up and soft broke it down after all that?
I don't think you'll see that.
No, I know that.
But that's one of the reasons, too, Danny, that they decided to use the box as Feijen looks and breaks. And I'm not sure anything, I don't think anything went down. And look at the one.
Yeah. Perfect angle to get to the 2. The 3 is right there. This is definitely a connective dots, a Cosmo, a road map.
This rack won't take long.
Well, we just were talking about he doesn't speak very well the English language. What language did Barry talk to him in?
Well, he would have probably explained it to him. I think he understands a lot of the English language, but he doesn't speak it very well. And a lot of the Filipinos too. They're very humble by nature.
Well, they like what's happening with the pool game. It's giving them identity, you know, instead of just being in the Philippines forever, playing on damp tables, probably a little raw cloth. They're feeling good about life. This is giving them a chance to be somebody. And get some money, too, because I guess it's not... you can't get rich working in the Philippines, right? It can't be because it sounds like rents for hotels and food is all pretty inexpensive. So that means no one gets paid real well. They got a chance to make some money and be somebody. Oop, never a doubt.
That was the big shot. If there was going to be a miss, that's where it was going to come on that 7.
Well, is he going to reverse it or go 2 rails? That's the answer. The reason I said that is a little while ago he reversed it and it grabbed so nicely.
Well, the dry break from Niels Feijen, allowing Corteza back to the table to dish up. And with it, a 6-2 advantage over Niels. And Corteza with the break in rack 9. Both players playing very well. It's been a high quality match. Just a dry break there. You can't legislate that.
That rule would have thrown me right out of the table, right out of the tournament, because I always broke them soft, but not on purpose.
And the rule, we've just been informed, is that 3 balls have to go by the side pocket if none go in. And if 1 goes in, 2 have to go by the side pocket. And if 2 go in, 1 has to go by the side pocket. And I can tell you in that break, 1 ball was pocketed and only 1 ball went by the side pocket. And that's why it was brought to Lee Van's attention.
Okay. What happens if none of that happens?
Well, it's a foul.
Ball in hand?
It's either ball in hand or a re-break with the other player breaking.
And it cancels out any balls you make. It doesn't mean a thing.
Well, he can hit them, no doubt about that.
Yeah. Well,
And I'll tell you what, he can hit them, and he can land on the 1.
He did. He did. It looks like if he can fall on the 2, he has a chance to run this rack. It's like you say, though, they're so humble that none of that bothered him. He doesn't feel jilted or anything. He just still has the cue in his hand. The balls are on the table. He loves the game. So what if they got on him? It's all straight now.
No, and everything's in the open right now, too. This is a golden opportunity again for Corteza. Already 6-2 in front. And you can't see him failing here either. He gets the right side of this 3. And he's wrong-sided himself, so he's going to have to travel a little bit with that cue ball. And he's got to miss the traffic.
Reverse it.
He didn't really hit that with any conviction. That was a very weak effort.
Well, I think he got pretty good.
He left himself a lot. He left
ball.
himself a lot to do there, Danny. He should have been a lot better on that 4.
But better or not, I thought he'd make it anyway.
Yeah, I certainly didn't expect him to miss it, but it was a lot tougher than it should have been.
Yeah.
And he got a little fortunate not to have left Niels anything a little easier.
But he didn't get fortunate yet, because Niels still has the dice. And with good players, I'd be afraid to leave him this kick if I were playing safe. You know, kick it and make it. Kick it 1 rail and make it. Or it's going to actually be 2 rails. You'll have to hit the end rail too. Well, I guess he just wants to hit it. I like just kicking to make it, don't you?
Well, if he goes to the wide cushion, which is the one he's looking at now, that's what's in his mind. It was a much easier escape from the left-hand cushion as we look, but going this way, the aggressive option.
Yeah, he kicked his wallet right in. And everything is going one way right now.
Niels is not enjoying his time here in the Chalk-Off Arena.
He's not having fun. You see his face?
Quickly throw some kudos to our sponsors. Of course, we've talked about the Canadian 9-Ball Tour. They're now affiliated with the U.S. Open, and happy to be so. Aramith Belgian billiard balls, and certainly Chalk-Off cleaning the table. The Billiard Club Network bringing this great event right to your computers, right to your homes.
And they're playing on diamond tables with Simonis cloth.
Yeah, the best conditions possible offered up to these top players from all over the world. Simonis 860 cloth.
Don't get on the cushion. The
And
only
some
way
Sarah cues, the bar cue. Also one of the sponsors, as well as the Spider Laser Trainer. And then last but not least, the Chameleon Rack. Want to thank them all for their participation in this year's event. And don't forget the Moscone Cup. Better not leave that out. That'll be coming to your screens.
Yeah, that became a huge event.
Oh, I'll tell you what, he is so lucky.
Wow.
He didn't need to be anywhere near that side pocket.
See how he
very lucky.
See how he rubbed his heart? What do you think his backer did? Wow. That would have been something to go in the side when he's rolling around so well.
And this for 7-2. And 7-2 it is. Corteza very fortunate there to escape that side pocket, but happy to move that bead over. 7-2 in front of Niels Feijen.
Yeah, it's not looking real good for Niels Feijen right now, mostly because the other guy isn't making any mistakes.
Well, and even when he is making mistakes, he's getting away with them.
Yeah.
He missed that 4, snookered Niels, played a bad shot there and lost the cue ball, and that white could easily have gone into that side pocket and didn't. Kristen Rogers, rack number 10, she says, and lets everybody know.
She must be a model, because I've watched some of those shows where they model clothes, and that's how they all walk. They're taught to walk that way.
Well, Corteza not happy with the rack. So Jerry Cockrell just putting the chameleon back on the table. And Niels suffering in his chair. He is not enjoying this, not one bit.
Who do you like in a wrestling match?
Well, Liban Corteza is still not happy with this rack.
Okay.
He's saying something isn't touching. Yeah, if they were doing anything other than playing pool, I might have a ticket on Niels.
Yeah. Well,
his father was an athlete, ran marathons, and actually he was an Ironman. Ran, aren't they the triathletes? That's Niels' father. So he comes from good stock, Danny.
Mm-hmm. I like that. You know, I've been an athlete my whole life, and I'm partial to athletes. Because I always had this belief that if you got 10 young kids and one of them excelled in a certain sport, he'll probably excel in the other ones.
Yeah, in life too.
Yeah.
Well, finally, Liban Corteza happy with the rack. And number 10 will soon be dismantled.
Hell, he broke him. Is this ball going to reach? It didn't go in, though, but he did make a ball.
No, I don't think.
Oh, he didn't? No, that ball hung.
Niels is coming to the table.
Yeah, Niels. Now, Niels, you better get going because it's slipping away.
Yeah, the one that you missed, the 6.
Yeah.
Right in the jaws of the pocket.
I thought it went in.
Yeah, it would be pretty easy to miss, that's for sure. Looking at the table straight on from our commentary box perspective here, you can't even see it. But Niels has to try and make hay while the sun shines right now. He's down 7-2 in this match, and he's got to put a few together.
I'm trying to see where he could go astray if there's any possibility. I don't see it. Well, I guess it was there, hitting that ball. Look at this. Oh, this isn't automatic. That pink ball's showing up a little bit here, isn't it? And you're far away, you know. Even when a ball's hanging, you like to be closer to it because you have better control of the cue ball going to the next ball. So I'm sure he's going to make the 2. But he has to deal with that pink ball. This is not automatic, Jimmy.
Would he think about playing this off the cushion?
I wouldn't think of that. I would just pick a target. It looks like you got a little angle to go one rail, and you got to go between the 7 and the 4. That's the whole shot here.
Well, he didn't do it.
I told you the pink ball is in the game. Oh, he doesn't like this. The pink ball looked like the ball. That's why you want to get closer to that ball that's hanging.
Never easy when a ball's in the pocket like that to play position.
And you're 8 feet away.
Niels is going for his jump cue. And I'll tell you what, it's a good thing he's fairly tall because this cue ball is out in the middle of the table.
You're right. One of the Filipinos couldn't reach this very well to get the angle to get it to jump.
No, you're
good call there.
Absolutely right.
Good call. Okay. Oh, he hit it. He hit it. He didn't make a ball. Now let's see what Corteza should be happy to get back to the table, which would make this shot a little easier. These are easier when you're happy. Right?
I don't know whether or not this 3 passes the 7 into the corner, but it does. It just passes.
He's looking at it. I think it does. And so does he.
Well, Ronnie Alcano, the defending world champion, has kept the possibility of the treble alive here. He won the World 8-Ball Championships as well. What an effort there from Corteza, but look at the cue ball.
Oh, boy.
What a well thought out plan that was.
Yeah, if it goes, you
in,
got a
great.
shot.
If it doesn't, here's what you get.
Right.
But Alcano's just beaten Chris Bartram.
In case you people don't know it, Alcano is one of the Filipinos that's not small in stature. He is about, what, 5'8" or 9"?
Oh, no, he's taller than I am. I'm 5'9". So Ronnie's,
Yeah.
I'd say maybe 6'1" even. He's tall. Tall and slender. He's the only one that I think could play basketball. The problem here now for Niels Feijen.
What? He's going to jump this.
Is he jumping over the edge of the 8? Oh no, he's jumping over the 4, a jump kick. He's jumping over the 4 to get to the cushion.
Oh, no. I would rather use reverse and kick it normal way. Oh, this is something. He hit it, and he might get good results if it doesn't go in the pocket.
And applause justly deserved from Niels there.
You know what? He needed a break like this because he's getting further away, and Corteza is not going to give him easy outs. His only chance is to have things like this happen, for Corteza to have something bad happen. I know he's going to hit this ball. Where everything stops, not even the shadow knows. Soft. Well, how about that one? He sort of played that. Niels is saying, what do I have to do?
These guys, you know, they come with so many shots. And when you think about it, Danny, you know, being Canadian, I can obviously recount hockey. I think about Wayne Gretzky, you know, what he did for hockey and the teams he played with. And, you know, these guys grow up watching players like Reyes and Bustamante, Jose Perica. They get to watch all the great players in the world play on a daily basis. They have to pick up something.
Yeah. I'm starting to think, though, that all that's on their mind is the pool game. You know, I don't think they care one bit who's running for president. Am I right?
Well,
I mean, I made an exaggeration, but
I think your point is well taken.
Yeah.
Good shot from Niels again. He's buying himself time. He needs a mistake from this man, and so far he's looked completely bulletproof.
Oh, look at this hit. Look at this hit. Oh, he left it out, though, but man, he had dirty intentions there. He was trying to knock this ball behind the pink in the 9 and try to get him snookered also. Oh, what's going to happen here now? He can hit the ball for sure. Can he control it enough?
We're right down the line. And if he can get to the left edge as he looks and use that 4 to hold the 3 there.
I think it's banking out if he does that.
I don't think he can see enough of it. And
no.
He might not like his next shot.
No.
He just hasn't had a chance to, you know, seize any sort of confidence and gather any momentum from this match. Corteza has not allowed it to happen.
You know what? I have to bank at this and draw the ball back for position, because if you miss this and you get the cue ball on the end rail, he doesn't have to get position. Get it? Get it?
Got it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if it doesn't go, he's going to have worlds of trouble getting position. Yeah, I like that shot. That is a winning thought there.
But again, he's not allowing Niels to have any light at all. He's really keeping the handcuffs on him.
But you know, oh, he got perfect. And the reason I say it got perfect, because if you got straighter on this and you played the combination and that ball cuts the 6 in, it's going to go on the end rail. Now you're playing position for it to do that. Yeah, let it go on the end rail. You're putting the cue ball there too. Oh, that's a good shot. That is a good shot.
Well, this looks like Niels Feijen is reliving memories from the Turning Stone event where Corteza just dominated him.
Yeah, well, this is how he played that whole tournament, and you know what? I'm starting to think that that's how he's going to play all the time. Playing a very solid match. Very solid match. You know, you gotta start considering him to be one of the favorites to win this.
He keeps playing like this, he is going to play himself into the favorites role. 8-2 now over Niels Feijen. And with the break in rack number 11.
We're at the 32nd annual U.S. Open, folks, and it's not too late to subscribe on the internet. billiardclub.net, right?
www.billiardclub.net. Tell all your friends. You can catch the best players in the world right in the comfort of your own home.
You're never going to see better pool than this.
Toughest tournament to win in the world. It's open, 233 players vying for the title, and still Corteza. The only reason that Niels Feijen is so close in that department is he hasn't had a chance at the table. His time at the table has been so limited. All he's been doing is kicking out of snookers and jumping.
Well, he's hitting them all, and the reason he's shooting 900 is he's not making mistakes. And there goes the mistake. He scratched on the break. Niels he rushed to the table to grab this cue ball. No, he didn't take any time. He's going to take a little time to see the layout. But I don't see anything stopping him here. Right? And I'll tell you another thing. To make it a little easier, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to play the combination first. Get rid of that pink ball. You know, you might not like that logic, but you understand it just, if he makes the pink ball, he doesn't have to come back to that again, and he can shoot the 2 to the 3. You know, I don't know. Let's see.
I'll tell you one thing. By making the pink, he also opens that pocket up for the 3.
Yes.
That would be the advantage I see.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It has a lot of advantages. He's not going to do it. You know why he's not going to do it? Because he didn't think about it. But if we stopped him and said, hey, wait a minute, take a look at this, then he might have done it.
Now he's got one option. He's got one pocket to play that 3, and he's got to come back over very close to where his elbow is.
And the 6 enters the game here. Oh, he didn't hit the 6, though. Look at that shot. Oh, he's playing with such confidence. That was not easy to do.
Well, he made it, you know, by not taking the combination, the 4. He made the run out a little tougher.
Yeah.
Would have been a little easier, and he wouldn't have had to travel with that cue ball.
Well, in other words, you agreed with my logic.
I totally agreed with it.
Well, my wife never does.
She just doesn't know you as well as I do.
You're right. You hit it on the nose.
Perfect angle. Just bump this off the cushion and out for that 5. Niels has to guard against trying to rush back into this. With an 8-2 deficit, he's 4 colors away from getting it to 8-3, but sometimes when you're back that far, you know, you try and do it all too fast. He's got to try and, you know, keep a rhythm and play himself back into this one rack at a time.
You can't hit a home run with the bases loaded. You got to win them one at a time.
And to try and pull one back here, Danny, he needs this 9. Thumps it into the back of the pocket. And Feijen stops that 3-rack slide that was in favor of Levan Corteza. And 8-3 the score.
Still 5 behind. And the thing about it is, they're both shooting in the 900s, but one of them is 5 games ahead.
Niels wiping his cue down. A little damper out there than it's been in the past.
Yeah, his forehead is sweating a little bit. He looks like he's in great condition, too.
Yeah, he does look after himself, a real fitness fanatic, as we've said, and he wants to crush these balls. 8-3 the score. And Feijen with the break in rack 12. He's kept the white on the table. Has anything gone in?
Yeah, he made one. He made one. Got a thin cut on the 1, which means the cue ball's tougher to control, but I imagine he's going to shoot.
All the balls have gone over to the right-hand side of the table apart from one. So if Niels does elect to try and play safe, he's got an awful lot of cover to try and duck in behind.
You're right. The safe might not be a bad idea here because the shot is not an automatic, and then the position is going to be tricky. But he may feel like he's not going to gain 5 games at the moment playing safe. You know, that's the thought process. It doesn't mean it's the right way, but if he decides to shoot, that's what he's thinking. I want to win this game, and I don't want to give this guy a chance. Play safes and kicks, because really, Niels has got all the worst of all that so far. He's thinking about it. I'd like to know what. Imagine if someday you can put on some kind of wiring on their brain or on their head, and it'll show on the screen what they're thinking of doing. Wouldn't that be advanced?
I sometimes wonder, we had Levan Corteza on our picture there. I wonder what he was thinking. He's looking at the shot thinking, well, I wonder if he knows how to play this shot.
Oh, he didn't make it. He was playing it safe, and he did it. It was a good idea because, like I said, the shot is tough, position is tough, and when that's the case, look to play safe.
Yeah, and he's got a 2-cushion escape here.
Yeah.
And one that he might be able to play with a little bit of safety in mind. The kick shot. Straight into that 1.
That's the way to hit this one. And that's your biggest target. And like I said today in another match, he's got a 7-inch target approximately to hit. Even though the ball's, 2 and 3/8? Oh, he hit it. He hit it, but that's...
Well, he hit it.
He hit it.
And that's about the only good thing you can say about that shot.
He hit the ball. The 1 ball went a 1/2 inch, and the cue ball went 2 miles.
Well, Feijen has to try and... He's got to string some together. I know I said it earlier.
See where he placed the cue ball? He has his own style of figuring out where to fall. He likes to put the cue ball there. Tony Robles likes to point the cue there. Perica uses the point of the cue to where he wants to be. He puts the cue ball in that spot. See, he just put the cue ball. He just put the cue ball right over here, anticipating running the 1 and 2, and that's where he wants to be when he gets those in.
Well, if he indicated where he wants the white to be, he's going to follow through here and play the 2 into the corner pocket that he's looking at now.
Yeah.
But he's had about 3 looks at this already, Danny. And you know something, for me, he's got to get down and shoot it.
But you know, the 3 looks went real quick. You know, there's some players who would look a lot slower. Oh, Well, he got good, but I think now he's going to have to go forward. He's not going to get where he originally put the cue ball for the 3, but I think he has to go forward. I don't see anything wrong with any of that.
I've seen Niels play all over the world, and when he's at his best, he really gets on with it. He just gets down and knocks him in.
And I'd like to make a statement that doesn't make much sense, but it means something. He plays slow, fast. And if you understand that, Jimmy, you'll I think you know what I mean.
He moves fast, but
yeah,
he gets around the table awful quick.
Yeah.
It's like running in sand. Slightly hampered cueing here, but shouldn't pose any problems. You play the 5 to the same pocket or up to the top right corner as we look.
Oh, I wouldn't shoot this in the corner with a gun on my head. I shoot it in the side and go 1 rail, try to get close to the 6. I would never shoot this in the corner. I don't think he is either. Right, can he go 1 rail up and just get close to the 6? No, he can kill it and shoot it through the left side of the pocket too. That's how you use part of the pocket to get the cue ball not to go far. You know, the pocket fits more than 1 ball. So you could create angles. Well, I don't think I would have played for the corner here. Would you?
Well, not when it's hanging right over the side, but with the angle that he
be
had,
all right.
he probably had little choice. But for the first time in the match, Niels is going to take 2 racks in a row. And 1 by 1, he's cutting into that deficit. Now at 8-4. But again, it's Feijen with the break in rack 13.
Let's look at the stats, because I think they're shooting around the same 900 mark, and one is 4 games ahead. Let's look at the stats. I think this would be an interesting thing to look at.
From the chalk-off arena, Niels Feijen looking to try and play himself back into this match. He's finally been given the opportunity, and out of his chair quickly to check the rack.
Look at this. He's shooting better than Corteza, but he's behind 4 games.
How often does that happen?
And not too often.
Where a player has a better pro rating, and
I knew it would be interesting to look.
He's 8-4 down. He's not down 1 or 2 racks. He's down by a few.
You know what? He could lose this match shooting better stats. That would be a first, I believe. I know we're going to get informed if that ever did happen. Yeah.
Looking to push out here, even though he made a ball off the break. That one, I think that one caught the point or was kicked back into the bottom end of the table as we look. The wrong end of the table as far as Niels is concerned, so he's just going to be pushing out here. But he's not getting any flow to his game, Danny. I mean, there's, you know, you like to know that you've got a speed that you're breaking, that you can be guaranteed not only a ball, but a look at the one. Niels just doesn't seem to have the ticket as far as the break goes.
Well, what you don't want to do, because the one keeps winding up approximately in that area, so you don't want the cue ball to wind up on the end rail. You might have to draw the cue ball when you break it. Right? You want to be where the one is going to go, and it's been going down there for like 4 days.
Lee Van's having a good look here.
What's he thinking about here? I don't think you're going to try to make the ball. You're going to play safe. Bank it right by the pink ball.
Well, he's brought Niels back out of his chair, so we'll see what Niels had in mind.
This could be a mistake. this could be a mistake. It looks like you could almost hit it straight on and use 2 balls to get him, and if you don't, the 2 is in the way of the 1 going. Let's see what he does here. I don't think I would have gave this up.
You see, I always wonder when I see a player push to an area and then walk away, and then when he's given the shot back, he's thinking about it. You feel like saying, well, you should have thought about it before you pushed there.
That's exactly right.
Like you must have had some sort of plan when you pushed the cue ball there.
You better have a plan. You better have a plan because your opponent will. You know, you're not dealing with morons here. You're dealing with the best players and minds in the world of pool. So you do have to have a plan, unless you're doing a poker move.
But again, Niels has taken a lot of time.
Well, that's why I said he plays slow, fast. He looks at what he's going to do once he gets in that position, and then he makes up for that waste of time by running around getting to the next shot. I just say hit it, cut it a hair, and you're going to snooker him. You don't shoot hard. You just want to get it by the pink ball. Oh, I don't know about this. Well, that's what I said he should do. I would have never in life given that up, except for one thing. I always tell pupils of mine, when you're playing good players and you play a safe, don't put that ball near the pocket because they'll break your heart by kicking it in. I give him a good chance to make this, and he doesn't have to do anything. He's going to have position.
Off the cushion? That's what he's looking at.
1 rail. He can make this. Son of a gun. I wouldn't bet against him making this ball.
Me neither.
You get it? Oh, yeah. I have a rule about that. When you're playing it safe, don't put the ball near the pocket because the good players are going to knock it in and break your heart. I'd rather have been the one shooting there. Snookered or not.
I mean, it was a great shot, Danny, and now he's
I
perfect.
know, but they're great players.
And Niels, he was perked up in his chair a minute ago. He's just slumped back down into it.
Yeah.
That was a great shot, though. You've still got to give him his due.
Oh, of course. Of course. But you gave him the opportunity to do that, and you don't want to do that with top players. He shot just a little too soft.
He's looking way too comfortable in that chair, is Niels Feijen.
Well, he's doing all he could do. He's leading in stats, but he's way behind.
And he's about to fall one more behind.
Yeah, it looks that way. I sure wouldn't think anything bad's going to happen here.
Perfect angle on the 8.
Right?
Draw that cue ball back down for the 9.
Yeah, right to the right of where he's standing right now. That's where the 9 is going to go. Look at this. And again, one of my favorite shots.
Well, a great kick shot, though, from Lee Van Corteza. Affords him the opportunity to once again slide a bead over and grab his break cue and settle in because he knows he's got the break in rack 14. Yeah, that one ball for Feijen just traveled a little bit further. Things could have been so different, but that's why 9-ball is, can be such a cruel game psychologically. What you have to deal with, they can be, minuscule errors. They can be magnified.
But in all fairness, Corteza did make a great shot, and you knew it was in as soon as he hit the first cushion.
You did. Rack number 14. It's a 9-4 lead to Lee Van Corteza from the Philippines.
There he goes again in the pocket. You don't want to do that. He didn't make a ball, and he might have tied something up a little bit. I'm not sure. It looked like maybe,
No, the 3 doesn't go.
yeah.
So that's what Niels is looking at right now. He'll take a little time. The 1 and 2, no problem. But how does he get over to either develop that 3 or try and, oh, where would you play to play on it? He's got to try and develop it.
Well, he no doubt is going to try to get an angle on the 2 right there. See where he put the Q-tip? He wants to get there so he can go 1 rail into the 3. But I'm not sure that he's going to get the best of hitting the 3. And he's so far behind that he doesn't want to think about getting to where he can play a good safe, because he will have a good safe. If he falls straight in on the 2, he can have a real good safe. And to be really creative thinking, he could get to where he can force the cue ball behind the, what ball is that? I can't see it from here, but anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. But he has some creative stuff here. But part 1, no, he might have got a little too straight.
He's going to be able to reach this comfortably. This is the big shot.
Yeah.
And he's looking at getting the cue ball. I mean, where he's holding it.
Shoot
He's
the
holding
3
his
in
cue.
the
I mean,
side.
yeah, how does he get the cue ball there?
Well, he can go 2 rails behind the pink, but now he's looking at something else. If I told you what I was thinking, you'd think I'm crazy.
Well, you know, so what I'm looking at right now is, what about a billiard? What about a billiard? If he could get that cue ball up around the 9, is there a chance that he could billiard the 5 into the corner pocket? A thin clip on the 3?
I don't know. It could be. I don't know how it's sitting.
It's tough to tell.
Well, that's what he looks like he's going to attempt. He got to the billiard. He has a safe if he wants it, for sure, but he doesn't feel like playing safe when he's losing by 5 games.
Well, it does look like the billiard is a possibility. That's what he's...
Okay.
I mean, playing the cue ball there...
Where does the 3 go? That's the whole problem with the billiard. Is the 3 going to stop where you have a shot? But if he has the billiard, he could play for the 3 in this side pocket where he's standing. You see it? Bank it out to where the cue ball is right now. If he has the billiard. And he sure looks like he's shooting a billiard. See what I mean? He didn't have a good plan for this ball, though. I would have hit it a little softer and played for the side pocket.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't have played it quite with so much conviction. I mean,
yeah. That was the whole thing. Now he can go 2 rails and freeze him on the pink ball. Right?
pull that cue ball off.
Is he going to give me a chance to do this? He can come off this ball, bank it out, and go 1, 2, and put him right there. I think that's what he's supposed to try. He did, but he didn't quite freeze him, so he has kicking area, but it's a good shot. I'm playing pretty good up here tonight, ain't I?
You're doing all right.
Yeah. I have to say that. I have
9-4. Round 3 action. Day 4. Winner's side matchup here. Coming to you from the Chalk-Off Arena.
This has really been a good match, even though it's one-sided, because neither player is making mistakes. Yeah, the loser doesn't have to be ashamed of anything. Harder, and he would have made this,
yeah,
and he might have anyway. It's trickling. Nope. Harder, it would have been in.
And thankfully for Niels, the 4 is very close to that pocket as well.
How you get position? How you get position here? I think you cut it thin and shoot the 4 in the same pocket. I think you cut this ball thinly and come right over here and shoot it in the same pocket. I think it's too thin to go around and try to, get perfect. Let's see. Maybe he can if you can hit it fuller. Well, he could. He could. I thought it was a little thinner hit, but he hit it very well, which he needs to do right now. He's losing by 5 games without making mistakes.
No, he looks solid. I mean,
Oh yeah, yeah.
you know, if there's any negative body language in Niels Feijen, you can't see it.
He's hiding it, so I don't think there's any there. No one wants to go one rail on that shot. They all want to go 2 rails.
You know, Danny, when you get a chance to watch the way Feijen cues, I mean, he probably has the best cue action. That cue just goes right straight through. He spends so much time. I remember commentating one of his matches in Holland, and I was commentating with one of his countrymen, a guy named Alex Lely. And even Lely was commenting on how much time that Niels puts in practicing and developing that, you know, the sound fundamentals that he has. And he's eyeing up the 9 here to pull one more back.
Yeah, he's solid as a rock.
9-5. He's still in with a hunt.
Right, he hasn't given up for sure because he's not playing bad. If you're playing bad and you get this far behind, it looks like we're going to take a break here.
And Niels is out, headed for the washroom.
Well, the card girl is prematurely walking around the table. It might give her a chance to do this twice.
Lee Van Corteza just sits and waits.
Well, we could talk to you people out there on www.billiardclub.net. And this is, in my whole career, which is lengthy, I never saw a match develop like this, where one guy is way ahead and they're both playing with no mistakes. This is a rare, rare match here.
Yeah, Feijen has been very good. It's just that Corteza has been that much better.
Well, I believe more enters. You mentioned it earlier. I think they're just rolling better for Corteza so far, but that could switch. Because it looks like Niels is going to get out when he gets a shot. So all it has to do is a few kicks and safeties go the other way, and Niels can win the match.
Well, now Lee Van decides to go for a stroll himself.
Oh, yeah.
He waited about 5 minutes and then decided to take off too.
Let's get the blood circulating, you know. Don't sit there and stiffen up and get cold, you know. Take a walk out in the beautiful night air, and we've been having great weather here. Today it was in the 80s, and just like I'm from Florida, and I feel like I'm still in Florida.
Well, I'll tell you what, compared to what it's like in Toronto, I'll take this.
Yeah, you're right.
It'll be snowing up there soon. And this looks like the Nick Varner Shannon Dalton match. I can tell you right now it is 6-3 in favor of Shannon Dalton over Nick Varner. Nick has won this event 2 times, 1890 and 1990, or 1890 and 1990. Sorry, 1890. well, it was quite a ways apart. 1989 and 1990. She's a first day with the new lips.
Yeah.
But right now,
1890. You know
1890
who was
and
the heavyweight
1990.
champion of the
Heavyweight
world
champion, I'm
in
going to say
1890?
Gentleman Jim.
No,
Well,
well, you're close. It was John L. Sullivan.
John
but-
L. Sullivan. Okay.
And then Corbett beat him.
Yeah. I was close to the right era.
Yeah.
Well, here comes Feijen, and guess what? Lee Van Corteza is now nowhere to be seen. And Feijen's having a quick look at the rack. I wonder if he's going to break. He better have a look and make sure that he's got no opponent before he does that.
Well, do you have to wait?
Lee Van Corteza just coming back into the main arena here, the chalk-off arena, and Niels Feijen is barely going to let him get to his chair. He can't wait. 9-5 the score. Got a lot of work to do, Feijen. From The Hague in the Netherlands. He's all set to go.
Well, he wasn't guilty of the soft break, although he took something off of it, but it didn't help him. He didn't make a ball. He did not make a ball. And Corteza, if he could pocket this ball and cross the table twice, he can fall on the 2.
Yeah, this will be a big shot right here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I expect him to do anything he wants
9:38 to 9:03. Feijen still in front.
Oh, he missed the ball finally. And does the 1 past the 8. The ball hardly stopped rolling and Niels was up ready to shoot. I like that because that means he's really into it all.
He's hungry.
He's hungry.
Here we go, 11 o'clock
He's
action,
hungry.
table number 1. Sponsored by Skyline Billiards in New York City, Mr. Mark Waddell. And this opponent is the former United States Armed
This is not
Forces
easy position.
Raleigh, North Carolina.
This is not easy position here.
This match is run to 1 loss at Robert Gray and Mark Waddell, table number 1.
Just because you got to hit it thin.
Table number
Anytime
8,
you hit a ball
Virginia,
thin,
Richard King.
controlling the cue ball is a little bit of a problem, and there it is.
He's played in all the 3 of the U.S.
Now what?
Shake of the head.
Now what? The ball banks.
Well, he's also looking at the combination. He's going to try and knock this 2 onto the 3.
No, I don't know about that. He's got a better chance to fall. Well, I don't know. He's at the table. He's at the table. Let's see what he does. He can. This ball's sitting pretty good to bank. You could lose it a little bit if you played a combination because it's going to cut a hair. And look where the cue ball. I like banking this. I like banking this. You know, it becomes, like I always say, 100 times, if you play the combination or you bank the ball, what are you better off doing? You get what I'm talking about here? He got out. He got out. But you see all the things could have gone wrong playing the combination?
Well, everything there was fraught with danger. I mean, I didn't expect him to play it at that speed.
But if you bank the ball, nothing bad's going to happen. And it was sitting pretty easy for the bank. But again, an easy bank is much easier from where I'm sitting than from down there where they're playing.
And he is lucky that he's got to look at this too.
Yeah.
But he's got tons of cue power. If he needs to try and get this back for the 4, that won't be a problem. Not for Feijen. Well, he just elected to find that gap, that space between the 6 and the 9.
I call it field goal position.
Field goal position, yeah.
Now, I don't think you have to do a real lot here. I mean, can you pocket this with a hair right-hand English and shoot the 5 up the far corner? Because the 6 is right there. But he's going to go 2 rails the other way, which he did very well. He did it very well. Now, how do you go from the 6 to the 7? Because the 9 is in the way of getting the right angle. He's looking. See where he's pointing? But he's going to have to juice this ball a little bit with left-hand English to get where he was pointing, right there.
And he wants to leave himself the angle on this 6, so he's got to clear that 9. That's the danger ball.
Yes, he does. And he cleared the 9 all right, and he fell perfectly.
Right where he held his hand. Now the perfect angle to take that cue ball up to the 7.
Center ball, pop it in, and you go 90 degrees to the 7. Oh, he didn't want to do that. He did it. And he put that little wrong English so the cue ball wouldn't spin behind the 8. Did you see that twirl? I'm telling you, he's playing with confidence. He's playing like he's the one ahead.
Just a few mistakes early in this match really solidified Corteza's advantage. But apart from that, Niels is probably. I'd like to know who's taking more shots in this match, even though now it is a 9-6 advantage as Feijen just keeps clawing back into it.
Oh, he's really showing all kinds of determination here.
Levan Corteza played a lot of shots earlier where he made the 9 off the break once. He played a couple billiard shots to get the 9.
He kicked the 1 in and ran out,
So it's
take those games away.
Well, yeah, and
Niels could be ahead.
Absolutely, for me right now, I would say Feijen has probably played more shots at the table. I mean, his rating is higher. Rack number 16, 9-6.
I was going to say that,
but that's a big difference.
Yeah, I was going to say that right now. Cortez is not even shooting 900. Look at this. Except what I said earlier.
Yes.
The 1 keeps going down there, so bring the cue ball down there on the break.
He hasn't had any flow to his break either.
No.
He's hitting the break with a lot of mustard, but he just can't seem to buy himself a shot.
Well, I have to blame him on the break for that because, I'm being redundant, but the 1 keeps going down to that area. So bring the cue ball there on the break. Look where he is. He can't afford any more bad rolls.
Well, he's eyeing it up right now. He's pushing.
My partner here, Jimmy, was just rubbing himself. It's very chilly in here, and he's trying to rub warmth. He's from Toronto. You'll be back in that cold shortly.
Well, I'm real surprised that Niels is pushing here. He's going to roll this onto the 2.
To tie him up. You see it? This is what I instruct people to do. You're going to get the worst of the 1. He didn't do it real well, but you're going to get the worst of the push-out, so try to tie a ball up on the push-out.
Yeah, and I don't know whether he's done that.
He didn't do it.
Yeah, a little bit of a questionable decision from Feijen there.
Well, what do you do here? Do you give it back, or do you try to play safe, like 2 rails and get behind?
I'm trying to go right behind those colors that Feijen has just lined up.
That's what he's doing, but I think he went a little short. If he hits the 2 only, he snookered him. Well, he did.
Niels ended up putting him there.
Yeah, it was a bad idea. Maybe
I think right now there's this is the professor and the student.
You're right. Maybe with all his ability, there's a few things lacking. Not much. Well, he better hit it. I'll tell you that. He better hit it.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is tough. He's looking at jumping. He's looking at jumping this. He has to, because there's no other path. The only other path keeps the 1 and the cue ball together, so he's got to jump this. He's gone for his jump cue. And this is one of those that could be a good news, bad news sort of story, Danny.
Well,
if he knocks this in,
he could be snookered.
He's snookered on the 2.
Yeah. I mean, this looks like one of Massey's trick shots, you know, where he jumps this far and draws all the way back. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, you can make this and get the worst of it. He becomes instant underdog if he makes it. But at the same time, he's got to hit it.
Well, now he's putting the jump cue back, which means he's going to be trying to kick at this.
One rail. Yeah.
So the one rail kick, and he's going to have to play this at speed and with a bit of side spin. And he, like I said, going to be trusting to luck. He's got to hit this with a lot of speed.
Close, but no cigar.
It was never going to be easy.
No.
But I mean, even the jump, he was worried that he was going to make the one, then he'd be in worse trouble with the two.
Yeah. And I think Corteza is going to get on the hill.
This was all manufactured by a bad decision,
right,
from Niels
right.
Feijen with
It
the
really
push.
was.
He lined up that wall of colors there and put the fence there for Corteza to duck behind.
When I was playing and competing, and I saw guys like this play so well, and I would see like a Niels make a bad decision, I would feel good because they're beatable. It's not like they're going to do every part of the game right. I felt, well, they're not that good, you know. But he's playing super match.
Well, but a lot of these players from the Philippines now, I mean, they're not coming over here to shop.
Yeah.
You know, that's a long trip to make.
Yeah.
And they come with their cues.
And they have tremendous knowledge. Tremendous. It
Well,
isn't.
like I said earlier, I mean, Niels knows. He's played Corteza a couple times in the last 3 months. 1 win, 1 loss. He knows exactly what he's in store for. But these kids keep getting better over there. They get to watch the Reyes's and the Bustamantes on a daily basis. How can they not improve?
Yeah.
They just are so unassuming with their presence. So, I mean, they just kind of, it's almost like beating you with a stick while they're kissing you at the same time.
Yeah, and they don't give any games away. I mean, they're just you're gonna have to beat them. You know, they're not gonna make the mental errors. And I got him just now.
Well, that one didn't even threaten the corner pocket.
No, and he didn't hit it right speed either. You know, he didn't even get position.
Well, that's a huge let off.
Well,
I mean,
Niels doesn't have a good shot, but he's got a shot. He's still alive.
Trust me, he's delighted to get back to the table in this rack.
Right. Okay, what do you do now?
To be honest with you, he's either got to try and duck behind the 9, or he's got to bank that 6 back up the table.
Towards the 8, right?
Yeah. Put the cue ball behind. If he banks the 6 off the cushion and back up straight up the table, the natural path the cue ball is going to take will fall over here. And if he hits it just right, you can see he may be able to use that 7 as a blocker.
Well, can he hit the 6 thin enough to bank it at the 8 and plant it there and come over here?
No,
maybe?
that'd be a dangerous shot. Very dangerous shot. The other option is try and hold the cue ball behind the 9.
That's what he's trying to do. No, he tried my
bank the
shot.
6 over there.
Yeah, he tried my shot and it didn't work out right.
You know something with that shot? It's like you're just buying yourself a world of pain. To me, it's like a negative safety.
But he didn't lose this game yet either. It isn't like he sold out to a shot and a run out. So he didn't lose the game yet with that shot. And Corteza still has to execute a pretty good safe. Cut it thin and use the 7 and the 9 to get him. He needs the 9 right now. He didn't get him. I don't think he got him.
I think he did.
You think so?
I think Niels is looking at the top cushion.
Oh, I don't know. The top cushion, you got a chance to go right inside with any speed. He can't jump the ball because he's going to hit it too close to the rail and he can go right off the table. But he's getting it. He's getting the jump cue. This is very dangerous. He can go right off the table here.
Well, you know the reason he's doing this is because exactly what you said, going the one cushion brings that jaw into play.
Aha!
What about that? What about that shot then?
That's what I said
Never
a
thought
little
of that
while ago. What if the roles change a little bit?
The roles have changed.
Yeah. He's going to get to 7. This match is not over. He's on 7.
Well, I'll tell you what, he is seizing victory from the jaws of defeat in this match.
And you know what? In all honesty, he deserves to win this match because he has outplayed Corteza in everything but the score.
And 9-7 here from the Chalk-Off Arena. Niels Feijen's won the last 3 in a row. And the pressure now firmly back on Levan Corteza's shoulders.
Right. Right.
And we're just changing tapes as you see Niels probably already thinking about the next rack. He'll be having a check. But I'll tell you what, at 8-2, he was 8-2 down at one stage, looked dead and buried.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, Niels Feijen is back in with a big chance in this match.
Sometimes there's more pressure on the guy that's ahead when the other guy's coming at you and you had a big lead that's dwindling, right? And the last mistakes have been made by Corteza.
This might be one of those matches where it'll be the last mistake that'll be the telltale to who ends up going through and stays on the winner's bracket. The break at 9-7 down.
Well, he finally came down this end of the table.
And he got a ball, and
he has
everything
a
else
shot.
is sitting nice. He's got one problem, though.
Yeah.
And the problem at the top end of the table, the 5 and the 7 over here, those are, if they don't offer a combination, they're going to have to be developed.
They offer a combination. Definitely. And he can get close to it. Oh, I don't think there's a problem here. I'd have to bet he's going to get at 8 right now.
Well, if he gets to 9-8, he assumes the role of the favorite for me.
Oh, yeah.
Breaking at 9-8, especially the lead that Corteza had.
With Corteza weakening a little, also throw that factor in. Vegas would definitely make Niels the favorite if he gets to 8 right now. And I wouldn't bet that he doesn't. I'd have to right now lay 3-1 that he gets to 8.
You like that 5-7 combination?
Oh, it's an easy combination. The thing is, the 5 isn't going to go anywhere, and he's going to have position. Oh, I'd lay 3-1 he runs out right now.
I'm just not a gambler.
Even Billy and Cardona wouldn't argue with me right now.
Billy would argue with you on principle.
But not this one. Not this one. He might do one of the rare things and agree. No, he's perfect. Look where this ball
This is a shot.
Everything's going to be off the table with the 6 and 9 leading to each other.
Yeah, this is the big shot, though.
Well, he's going to make it. There's no doubt about it. He's going to make it because there's nothing he has to do but make it. He's going to automatically have the 5 next. It's not a thin hit. I mean, it could almost go straight in and brush the rail.
Fair representative from Credit McHughes is from Warren Point, Ireland, Teddy Bluffton. His opponent is sponsored by Puyat Sports.
Big shot, though, for Feijen.
Oh, I like his end of it. I like his end of it.
From the Republic of the Philippines, now residing in Tokyo.
Get it?
Perfect.
I didn't see any
Perfect.
problems there. Yeah, I would have laid 3-1, and I would have been stealing. It wouldn't have been the right odds. Look at this.
Well, 9-8. Who went home? Anybody go home early?
No, this is an exciting match.
Anybody thought this match was over? Think again. They don't know Niels Feijen. There's no quitting this guy. 9-8. And he slots that 8-ball over with authority on his side of the rack.
Psychological.
And with the break.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Jim. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I'll tell you what, he's loving it out there right now. He's feeling it. You can tell. Just look at the difference in the body language between these two. There can only ever be one winner looking at those two.
Look at the body language on the card girl. But anyway, right now, psychologically, Niels
check
is
those
the favorite.
numbers. Starting to put some
872.
distance between himself and Corteza, and if he keeps up this pace, this will be some kind of win for Feijen.
Oh, I wouldn't bet against him right now. He's going to make a ball. He's going to make a ball. Where are you, one? There it is. Except he didn't make a ball. This is going to be really a cliffhanger. It already is, but what lies ahead? What lies ahead?
He's hot. He's just flat out hot that he can't buy himself a break. And
I'll make another statement. Corteza does not run out here. That's a big statement.
that's
too.
a big statement,
It
getting that
doesn't matter.
first shot.
But I did see him in Syracuse when the other guy came at him. He just got up and made believe everything was okay. This would be a heartbreaker for Niels to lose. And
Well, he'd almost feel like he'd have his pocket picked because
Yeah.
he crushed the break there. Shot on the
Nothing
one,
went.
nothing goes in, and he's starting to. He's hit another gear with his game.
look
but he's
how
just not
cool
getting
this
any
guy
help.
is. Look how cool this guy is. Got the perfect angle to go to the 5. But I'd like to say the 8 to the 9 is a problem, but not the way this guy is playing. He is still playing. None of the things that happened, the lead diminished. It didn't bother him. It looked like he just happy to get this shot. Forget the rest of the match. He's still one game ahead. Oh, he got a little off angle here.
It just means he's going to have to leave himself a little further from that 7 unless he wants to try and go
To the end rail.
to the
back.
end rail and back, which is also a distinct possibility.
And if you're worried about that, you could shoot the 6 in the far right-hand corner and get to the 7 in the same pocket, because look where the 8 is. You'll have nothing to do on that. Let's see what he decides. He decides to spin forward and hit the 9. Makes it a little bit trickier now. If he didn't hit the 9, he'd be fine. I think you almost would have been better off shooting it in the corner and you're automatic.
Got to stay still on this.
This is missable. He didn't miss it
Dead
though.
center. Couldn't have hit that one any
Well,
better.
he got himself together. Heck with everything that's happened, he said. This is what he did in Syracuse. At the Turning Stone, he did exactly this. Nothing bothered him.
Well, parks the 9. And with a little authority, it's fair to say. And on the hill, Levan Corteza 10-8 ahead of Niels Feijen. And we'll be breaking for the match.
And he just went over to his chair and shook his head. I don't know what that means. It means that, I think it means that he's happy to get on the hill because it looked like he was going to be dead. But luck was in his favor so far because Neil did pop them good and not make a ball.
Quick check of the rack. And
He doesn't
he's
like
called
it.
now. Well, he hasn't been happy with very many.
Well, I'll fix you guys for making me hit them harder. I'll make you work on the rack. Okay, check it again. Well, he's going to accept it.
Rack number 19, 10-8 in favor of Corteza.
Well, he made a ball, and there he is. He's got position. This ball goes.
If this ball goes, he's got every chance. I think Niels, with his crossed hands, crossed arms there, he's, yeah, this ball flies into that corner pocket.
Niels is sitting there.
That's the difference. That's the difference in the match.
Niels,
I mean, from the break, Niels has just not had any luck at all.
No. He broke him solid there. He's looking, does the one pass for sure? I said it does.
Niels has probably shot about 940, 950 in this match, and he's going to lose it.
Yeah, he's going to lose it. A rare happening. Well, he's taking his time here. Is it possible the one doesn't go by that ball?
I think it's wide open. I
thought so too.
Yeah, I think he's just gathering himself, and
yeah, if he falls on the 2, it's over. Well, maybe not so much over. He might have. Well, I like it. Okay, do you draw it past the side pocket, or do you pop it 2 rail? The Z stroke, I call it. Watch, if he does pound it. Oh, he drew it. Look how cool he is. I mean, he doesn't look rattled at all, does he? Great stroke. That was a good hit there.
Yeah, a little straighter than he would have liked.
Well, he
though,
could hit
so
rail
he's
first.
going to have to work it.
Hit rail first. You got an angle then.
Spinning it out.
That's it. That's it. This is over. Niels could be proud, but he could be on the loser's side too.
Well, if he keeps up the standard of play he's shown us here, there aren't many players that are going to knock him out of the tournament.
He can win it by playing single elimination now.
He probably has to feel like he's matched Corteza shot for shot.
Oh, he knows he outplayed him, but the score doesn't show that. Cool customer.
Yeah,
He didn't get rattled.
Feijen put a 4-pack on him, and he just came back
like it was the beginning of the game.
Like it was the beginning of the game. Well, he beat a very fine young player, young Canadian Jason Klatt, in the preceding round. And with that 9, he has just bumped Niels Feijen over to the B side, the loser's bracket for Feijen. And it's going to be Lee Van Corteza still motoring on with a chance to win the title here at the U.S. Open 9-Ball Championships. 11-8 the score. Corteza home and dry.
This has got to hurt Niels. It's got to hurt him.
Well, just to let all our pool fans at home know that stay with us. We're going to have a little interview and the sports desk, the Extreme Sports Desk. Rachel Abink, Jerry Tarantola. Wonder who they're going to have sat in alongside them. Stay with us, folks. Still lots of billiard action to come here on the billiardclub.net.
Are we all staying with it?
And look at that. 9:45, Niels Feijen. Just about 50 points clear of Corteza and goes down 11-8.
If you shot 945 every match you played, you'd win every tournament you ever played in. But however, he didn't win this match.
Well, Danny, it was a game effort from Niels Feijen. He certainly played well enough to beat just about anybody. But just the breaks. For me, it was nothing more than the breaks, the deciding factor in that match.
Well, am I going to say goodnight? I guess I'm going to.
Right about 5 minutes before we start the last match of the night. tonight in the TV arena between Lee Chipman and Mark Jarvis. Players can go ahead and get over there. That's going to be live on billiardclub.net. And spectators are welcome to go to the Chop-Off Arena.
Well, folks, stay with us again. We're going to be throwing it over to the sports desk, the Extreme Sports Desk here very shortly. But for Danny DiLiberto, I'm Jim Weich, and we hope you've enjoyed the action. Look forward to seeing you soon again.
Thank you very much.
It's going to be continuing all week here at the 32nd Annual U.S. Open. So log on, Billiard Club Network. And you can catch it all.
New match at table number 4. It's going to be TF Whittington and Barry Mooney. You guys go ahead and get over here. Get on the way. Get your name cards changed in just a second.
Yeah, but I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
Just, I need someone from
Well,
maintenance,
I am
right
a
away,
little
please,
bit.
maintenance.
Yeah.
In the building.
Is that all right?
Nothing drastic, but we need some help.
Rob says he's ready. You ready? No, I know, but
All right.